Hey guys, so today I'm with Vanessa Jean, the amazing Vanessa Jean, Presidential Diamond over in WA, but she's in Queensland at the moment, so it's amazing to get to spend some time with you. Yeah, and we're going to talk about the Emotional Aromatherapy Kit, which was announced at convention. It will be available at the local Australian warehouse now for $260 Australian. So that's very exciting, as of today, I believe.
It is today.
Yay! So, Vanessa shared a lot of incredible information about these oils, so we're both going to share a little bit about the 6 different oils that come in this kit today.
You want to see how pretty it is?
Yeah, it's okay.
So that's what it looks like when you get it. You get the full emotions wheel that you can look at and feel into what it is you need. So if you feel like you're worrying needlessly or just worrying over something that you have no control of necessarily, you can look at, worried, let's turn to the florals, and we've got peace and console there. So it's a nice little reference point, and that's how pretty it looks in there.
So
it's great
beautiful.
to carry around. Yeah.
So we'll get out the chia blend. Yum. Tell us about chia, Vanessa. I loved, actually, one thing that I took away is chia increases sales. So you can diffuse it with frankincense together at your classes or your workshops, or if you're hustling in your office as well. And
yeah, or for those of you with Citrus Bliss from the Mood Management Kit, same thing. Citrus Bliss with frankincense will help do that too. It's the vanilla bean in it, so it gives that sense of home for people. You know, they feel like they're coming home, and there's nothing quite like that warmth of the vanilla bean, just, you know, opening our hearts. Citrus Bliss and chia have that commonality in them, not just with the vanilla bean, but with the ability to help us rise above the density of the emotions when we start buying into our own story. So I find chia beautiful with frankincense. It helps us to dissolve that which no longer serves us and help us to return to our natural state of joy.
yeah, so it's called Chia the Uplifting Blend, and it's a blend of wild orange, clove, star anise, lemon myrtle, which is absolutely beautiful, nutmeg, vanilla, ginger, cinnamon, and I can't even say that word, zedrets.
Zlavets.
Right, of course you can say it perfectly. Beautiful. It's an awesome blend. It smells absolutely delicious, by the way.
It is. It's
So
gorgeous.
nice.
So you've got that hint with the citruses of the spices with it, and that's just. And again, we're coming home with spices. There's nothing like walking into someone's home and they've got something baking in the oven. Yeah. So it's in that way, it's opening us up further to move on to that next part of our journey, that next step. Yeah.
It's awesome. So this is Console,
I love console.
which is a comforting blend.
Yeah.
And I found that really helpful of late as I've been going through some less than pleasant circumstances in my life. So I've been using that to kind of comfort me, just putting on my wrists, diffusing it as well, even putting it on my pillow sometimes is really helpful as well. It's like a big warm hug.
Yeah, and you can add a little bit of fractionated coconut oil and put a drop of console in and just rub it over the heart center, just to help bring that soothing that we need. Often we take so much on, don't we? And it feels like our heart is broken. We say a broken heart. And console just helps us to start coming back to the breath, coming back to what's really real for us.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I love that blend.
It's very nourishing.
My favourite blend out of all of these, actually I love so many of them, so I'll be like Dr. Hill, I just say everything's my favourite, but that is the Forgive blend, which has 2 of my favourite oils in it, juniper berry and arbor vitae. It's also got bergamot, which is really that oil of self-acceptance, which I talk about a lot on my page. It's got spruce in it, it's got myrrh, which is incredible, and nutica, am I saying that right? As well as thyme and citronella.
Yeah.
So what do you...
So what's really interesting with this is that you have some really powerful trees in there, yeah? So trees are supportive, they're grounding, they're connecting, they help us to connect heaven and earth. But what's really interesting about this is the trees that are in it and some of the other oils are oils that naturally help fend off parasites, mosquitoes.
Yeah.
You know, the blends that would go in like an insect repellent. Now, if you look at arbor vitae, over its 100 years of living, no parasites, bugs or insects actually attach itself to it. There's no leeches on that tree.
Yeah.
When we are feeling, you know, look at the word forgive, when we are feeling like we've been hard done by, something's been done to us, against us, and we really take that on, into our heart, into our gut. You take into you the strength of the trees, particularly the arbor vitae, which doesn't let anything attach itself to it, so no parasitic energetic attachments to you. That's really powerful, right?
Yeah,
Because
awesome.
forgiveness often is something that or lack of forgiveness is something that we carry for lifetime, the whole lifetime. Sometimes we've got stuff from when we were a little kid, right? So the Arbor Vitae helps us. I hold that image in my head really strongly to move past that. And you look at the citronella and the nucta tree as well in that, which are, those 3 oils are actually going to be in the new TerraShield blend.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, well, citronella actually already was, but the other 2 will be in there. So phenomenal trees that bring us strength. People often think of trees as grounding, and they are. They're phenomenal for that, but there's so much more. And the part that I touched on just a second ago, which is that connection with heaven and earth.
Yeah.
You know, bring that down and into the heart. And I noticed the other day for the first time I was repelled by forgive. And it was because I needed to come to a place of forgiveness within me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where I was beating myself up on something, and I used forgiveness in the diffuser. And I woke up the next morning and honestly I just felt like a load was taken off. I just felt like it had just dissolved.
Yeah.
So really powerful. And that wasn't even on me, that was diffusing. I put console on me actually.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I'm someone who, like, if someone betrays me, I'm a very, very loyal person and will have someone's back to the death. So I've been betrayed a few times in my life, and I've, like, taken that with me and then put huge walls up and just, like, carried this massive backpack of rubbish around, and still holding on to it. So, like, I'm going to protect this horrible, horrible thing instead of releasing and forgiving. And what does the Dalai Lama say? Like, you know, holding on to stuff or resenting, and it's like drinking poison and expecting them
absolutely
to take it. So
absolutely.
it's not healthy. So this is
Yeah.
a really powerful blend for, you know, getting rid of that stuff and releasing it,
Absolutely.
which is healing for you. It's not about condoning what that person has done to you, but it's about being able to release them and stop it affecting and hurting you even when it's long gone.
Exactly. I mean, we can't return home to love without this.
Yeah.
You know, that release, that let go. And that's what brings us back home to our hearts and to love, which is all that's real.
Yeah, it's pretty important. This is passion, which is so
Perfect
sexy.
segue into passion.
Super, super sexy.
Yeah.
Oh, the spices and just
Yeah.
that are immense.
Yeah.
So what is this
you
one?
can actually adorn yourself like so in
Yep.
this, and just kind of take it over your pulse points, the throat, and really beautifully over the upper heart center and even the heart chakra here. But the upper heart here, which is the unconditional heart, it's really powerful. This is where we can build a bridge between the unconditional heart and the more vulnerable heart. Yeah, the one that is affected by so much in the world. That's where we feel that brokenheartedness. But up here, where that beautiful, you know, rose blossoms,
Yep.
that unconditional heart, this is where nothing touches us, because we remember that all that is real is love. Anything that doesn't come from love comes from fear. So really, it's a choice we make, love or fear. And passion reminds us to do that with that warmth and that gorgeous melody. This is a synchronistic blend beyond blends. You know, the melody that's woven with each essential oil that comes in
Smells so
is
good.
phenomenal.
You smell like a goddess now.
Yeah.
And I love that it's called the Inspiring Blend.
Yeah.
So it's actually already pre-diluted with fractionated coconut oil. That's why we can just put it straight on our bodies. And it's got cardamom, cinnamon, ginger, clove, sandalwood, jasmine, which is my all-time favorite essential oil. So sexy. Vanilla and mania. Is that how you say that?
Yeah.
Damiana or something like
Damiana.
that. Damiana.
Yeah. So jasmine's my favourite flower.
Oh, so
Yeah,
good.
he really makes me sing. I think jasmine can sometimes be a bit feminine too, but Damiana's interesting. This beautiful flower, which we've used. I infuse raw chocolate with it sometimes. That has real aphrodisiacal properties, as do a lot of these oils. But what that does is it opens the heart center, so it opens us to receive love. It's like it doesn't just open the heart, it opens the belly, it opens the lower chakras, it opens our entire being to the resonance of love, which is actually our natural state. That's what's so exciting. And because this is suspended in fractionated coconut oil already, and that we can just dab ourselves, anoint ourselves, any time that even that you've got your grumpy dax on,
Yeah.
you know how we tend to turn toward wild orange? You can turn to passion and just dob it, and you notice how you just took that deep breath. So the other thing in here is the cardamom that I really wanted to speak to. So it's warm and opening and very sexy, like you said. But cardamom is amazing for respiration, for opening up the airways. And when we receive love, we need to breathe in to receive, don't we? So as we make love with life again and do that whole dance again, we're opening and receiving, and then that enables us to give so unconditionally and so freely. And we understand again, or remember that it is unlimited. Love is infinite.
Yep.
Yeah, so I love this blend for the
It keeps
reminder.
coming
It
up
tells
for
an
me
amazing
at the moment,
story.
all about opening up to receive love, which is
Yeah.
has been very foreign to me in my life, but we're getting there.
And the sandalwood's pretty special, isn't it? That wood note that just, brings it into this
I love
3D
sandalwood.
world. Yeah.
So immense.
Same.
So then we've got Motivate. So I love talking about this one.
Yeah,
so you need to get
it.
a rocket up people's bums to go out and change the world. Stop being trapped in your own little bubble and just get it done. So when I'm feeling like just, it's all too hard, it's overwhelming, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm stuck, I'm lost, and then I just scroll through Facebook instead of taking action, which I know a lot of you are doing. You can use some Motivate. And I just like to put a drop or two in my hands, rub it together, and take a big deep breath, and then put it on in my office or put it in my bedroom if I'm feeling kind of lethargic and like I need a doom day, and I'll just stay in my little cave. If I actually start diffusing this, I'm then able to get up and get back into action and get back into creation.
Absolutely. And rubbing it over your clothes, and breathing it in. And can I show you what happens when you do this? We're going to take a little drop of white fur and add that to her little mix of Motivate. Rub that in and breathe that in with the Motivate. How's that?
Epic.
Pretty
My new
special,
favourite
right?
blend.
Yeah. So another one, the big trees encourage us to breathe in, that opening, that respiration, opening us up. So we take ourselves out of that contracted state, which is when we choose fear, and enter into an expanded state, which is choosing love.
Again.
Yeah.
So this is actually a blend of peppermint, clementine, coriander, basil, yuzu, melissa, rosemary, and vanilla. It's a pretty special blend.
Yeah,
it smells amazing.
It's divine. So you can take that with this
white fur
and put it in the diffuser or aromatically dress, or make a spritzer for yourself and spritz it around to get that rocket up your butt that Jessie was talking about.
Yep, epic. And then peace, and you guys might have seen on my Facebook page the other day I did a post about the Peace Reassuring blend, because it absolutely was my saviour throughout the big conference that we were just at on the Gold Coast. I use this a lot on my heart chakra particularly. Right there is where it really, when I'm feeling really anxious, my throat starts to close up, my chest gets really tight, and I'm in this really tense state. And even if I'm actually in a full-blown kind of attack where I can hardly breathe and I want to vomit, this will actually instantly open that up for me, and I calm right down very, very quickly, and I'm able to breathe and have that open chest again. So it's epic for me. What are your thoughts on peace?
This is one that I find is like, I love doing this. I love combining this, and it
Peace
just
and
seals the
frankincense?
deal for me.
Yeah.
It's like that big, all-encompassing wraparound for me. You know how I often say frankincense, I feel like it's just wrapping me in his arms and says, this too shall pass.
Yeah.
Right? When I add peace to it, it really brings it into reality for me. So peace takes me into a really deep place where I just go,
Yeah,
and
I can actually
often, and often when we're stressed out, well, not often, when we are stressed out, we're getting caught up in the story, aren't we? We're getting caught up in this mix of emotions, and we can't see the wood for the trees. And I think peace opens that. I think peace brings us some clarity as well.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, clary sage is the oil of clarity and vision. So it's got vetiver, lavender, lang lang, frankincense, clary sage, marjoram, and then it also has labdanum and spearmint added into that. And what were you saying about spearmint the other day? You were talking about spearmint.
I can't remember what I was even saying the other day.
But it was
too
epic.
long ago. But what was coming through now, just to share with you, was, which one did you mention? Okay, so it was clary sage, you said. So clary sage, what a lot of people don't know, she's the most euphoric of all the essential oils.
Right.
So when you're going through that, that peaks and troughs, and you're in that trough or that dark valley, clary sage is a really great one to use to support you through that. Lang Ylang opens the heart center, connects us with that inner child, along with oils like, wild orange, spearmint, that joy that pops up. Spearmint, the freshness, that opening up again. It feels like, when you have spearmint in your life and you combine it with the depth of oils like this, spearmint takes it to a new height. So again, it's that not to take that breeze,
or that little breeze,
So it's like, not to take life too seriously. How spirituality can all be a bit serious, and business can all be a bit serious. And it's like spearmint comes in and goes, let's blast that out. Yeah. Let's have fun with this. So it is that. Awesome. That breath of fresh air, like spring.
And lavender as well, I find really interesting, is the oil of verbal communication. So when I was speaking and I was really anxious about that, and I had that in that area, that I think really helped me to
supportive.
speak. So
Yeah.
So that's the beautiful 6 oils from the Emotional Aromatherapy Kit, now available in Australia, which we're stoked about. Some of my favourite blends of all time in this kit. And so thank you so much for sharing with us, Vanessa. It's awesome to be hanging out with you and learning from you. And
thanks for having me.
Awesome.
Heaps
See you later,
fun.
guys.
See you
Have a
guys.
good one.
Have fun.